Hello, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? I'm a tad bit early. First of all, welcome to the Less D experience. I need to address some of the things that happened on Tuesday. That's why I came on a tad bit early because I did not want this topic to lose any time. But I need to give you guys a quick reminder, okay, that we are all adults here. We all have different upbringings, experiences, baggage, and whatsoever. And this is a judgment free zone. People can feel free to express themselves in any way they see fit, long as we're all being respectful, okay? And we can all agree to disagree in a loving manner. We're not here to attack anyone or cuss nobody out for being different or having different views and things like that. So I have to really express that. That's who I am. That's part of the Less D experience, just being kind to one another. And also, I am trying to let the guys know, hey, Fred, hi, Henry, how you guys doing? I was going to do a part two if the majority of the people in the comments requested a part two of is texting, DMing, messaging, video chatting, FaceTiming, all the social media stuff, is that cheating? It got really wild. And I think all of you who participated. Only got really one person who wanted to do a part two with that. So I decided to move on and do the next subject matter. Alrighty. So that's what's happening right now. And I have a special guest here on today, Dana Sierra. Say hi, Dana.
Hi guys. I'm playing. Okay, all right. Hello everyone. This is Dana Sierra.
You try to work with people. You really try.
They do this for our banter.
No. Anyway, to those of you who don't know, that's my oldest brat. Wow. Okay, she almost 30.
Whoa.
Yes. I didn't want them to think that, you were some kind of teenager. Now she old. Yeah, she got a lot of experience, more than mommy. So, because not like that. Not like that. Not like that. So we're going to get started with today's topic. And like I said, if anybody have any questions about last topic on Tuesday, you can still put that in the comments and things like that. Hello, Otis, BJ, Lewis, Angela, Rodney. How you guys doing? All righty. So we're going to step right into this and jump into this. And this might actually end up being a part two. Part 5. But my question is, and this is mainly for the men, so I'm so glad I got more men on here this time. And okay, guys, and I need you guys to be open and honest and share your opinion or your thoughts or your experiences. Don't be scared. I'm not gonna let nobody attack you or anything like that. All right. Okay. Are women, us, are we the reasons how we act, what we do, what we have said, or what we have done? Women, not just being the women you've been in relationships with, but mothers or sisters or friends, aunties, big moms, are females the reasons why people say men don't show their feelings or men don't express themselves? And really, I've been told, I got my notes here. Yes, I got my notes because I asked people and I researched it. So that's not like Leslie's opinions or Leslie's thoughts. It's a variety of women. That's why I have Dana Sierra here, so she can interject it, because I'm almost 50, so I'm in a whole nother age group. But Dana's in the 20 age group, and so she can speak for that age group, and how the guys act. Oh, God. In that age group. So I'm not trying to be biased in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I want all bases to be covered. But are we, women, the reasons why you guys seem to only really express your true selves during sex? Because that's the only time that I've been told that's true. Now, personally, let me open this up. I don't believe that. I've encountered some men who are very vocal in how they're feeling. They're very expressive. They'll say in a minute, this hurt me or that bothered me and things like that. But guess what? When they be vocal and express how they really, really feel, their significant other or sister or whomever, you know, they told me they always get things like, stop acting like the P word, you know, or man, you weak, stop being weak, or man up. And God forbid if they shed a tear, then I've been told that they really get disrespected and that they're afraid of, once that they express themselves or show their vulnerable side, that their woman would think of them as less than a man. I need you guys to chime in on that. Hey, Jack, I need you guys to help me out, because I'm here to open up the conversation, because it's a conversation that needs to be had, because society, media, social media, your boys, everybody, you know, is giving men a hard time, you know. And for me, let me give you an example. I'm gonna work with the mothers for right now, because we're raising men. And I have seen in times past, currently, when a little boy falls and like off his bike or whatever, and he cries, you hear the mother go, get up, stop being a sissy, or stop being weak, get up, brush yourself off, be a real man, don't cry. What the crap?
It's abusive. It's extremely abusive. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, because they feel like it's an extremist term, but it's abuse. And
but why do you feel like saying that or doing that is abusive?
Because you're essentially, the point of abuse is to tear down someone or to reform them into what you would want them to be. And a lot of that is emotional abuse. You're forcing that person not to be who they are or to go into their feelings. Just like gaslighting, we've discussed gaslighting. Mm-hmm. How, you know, what, for people who don't know what gaslighting is, it's basically where someone does something for you to react and then acts like you're crazy because you reacted that way. Mm-hmm. And then they use that as a way to make you second guess yourself. And that's essentially like a form of gaslighting. You fell off a bike, you are bleeding, there is skin missing from your knee, and you're telling that person that their reaction, their natural reaction, which is to cry because they are in pain, it's unnatural. It's not normal. And I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with the whole punching kids in the chest. Ooh. First of all, yeah, that's medically just insane. Like, their heart is there, their lungs are there. Why are you punching them in the chest? Like, that's not okay. And so
I've seen people do that.
And I'm like, why? And the little boy, you can tell they're in extreme pain. They want to cry, but then they can't because they might get punched in the chest again. That's abuse. Yeah. That is legitimate abuse. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand. You would not do that to a little girl. You wouldn't do that if somebody, Keiki, for example, you know, oh yeah, for everybody in the
her daughter.
Yeah, everybody calls my daughter Keiki. But if somebody were to hit Keiki in the chest, every man in here that completely spoils her to death, they would kill whoever it is. Mm-hmm. And any man on the street to be like, hey, what you hitting that little girl for? Why is it not the same reaction to somebody like Tyler? You mm-hmm. see what I'm saying? Like, I would lose it if somebody hit Tyler unnecessarily. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand why you're valuing, it seems they're valuing the emotions of a little girl over a little boy, and you're teaching a man early that his emotions and his thoughts and his reactions aren't valuable. Mm. And so they bottle it up and they find another way to show it in what they feel will gain attention. And that's where the anger comes from. Mm-hmm. Because anger is acceptable. Mm-hmm. Anger is manly. And that's not true. That's not the only emotion you can show as a human being. Mm-hmm. And then they're in the dating world, and we got to deal with them, and they're just completely emotionally crazy. I'm not going to go there. I'm not.
Slow your roll.
I'm sorry, but it's just like, okay, you set them up for failure. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm done.
Why she gets herself together?
I'm just, because this is what we got to do.
Yes. I do agree with all of that. You know, when you do that to a young boy, he grows up thinking like, I'm going to be considered weak, or like they used to call it. I hear mothers say to their son, "Stop being a sissy. Get up." And I tries to mind my business, especially when you're in Walmart or you out in the street or you at a park and you see this type of behavior. I just want to grab her, knock her out. I'm sorry. I just want to grab her and go, honey, don't do that. You are messing this kid up for a future woman. Stop. It's okay for him to cry. But what I don't get, if I take a hammer and bust a 225-pound bodybuilding man in the head with it, he's going to cry. It freaking hurts. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand why we continue to do this behavior. And I think we as women, because we all we got, we need to start as of today. Now, all women don't do that. Y'all don't trip like that. We didn't say all women did it. But if you one of those women that if your man cries on your shoulder because his mom has died, or he didn't get that promotion that he deserved, or he got to train somebody to take a position that he has, and this dude don't deserve it, he's hurt by that. If your man come home and he's crying about that, I'm not saying boo-hoo, ha, but a tear's dropping, he's expressing hurt and things like that. If he is going in surgery and he's afraid and he expresses to you, baby, I'm scared I'm not gonna wake up off this table, man, and a tear drops, or he expresses to you that there is fear, don't be one of them women like, get it together, man up. Are you serious? Would you want somebody to do that to you? That's why the title is it our fault? Not just wives or girlfriends, but aunties, mothers, big moms, because some people have been raised by their grandmother, their nanas, or things like that. Are we the cause of some of the dysfunctional behavior that's being portrayed by our current men, older men, younger men, teenage boys in high school? And what can we do about that? First of all, I know we need to take responsibility for that, and that's why we're having this discussion today, so we can look at all aspects of it and see what we are doing. Some people don't even realize they're doing it. Yeah. Most of all, if we can see it and take responsibility for it, then we can start to change it. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's pause for some comments. Yeah, we're gonna pause. Paris is like, what did I miss? Paris, what we're talking about is our women, not just girlfriends, wives, side pieces, or whatever. But mothers, big moms, nanas, aunties, things like that. Are women one of the reasons why men are emotionally constipated? I was about to say emotionally constipated too. Yes, emotionally constipated, or don't feel free in expressing their true feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I've been told, I don't know, but I've been told that the closest that some women get for their man to really express his true feelings is when he's having sex. It is most vulnerable, and at that point, he don't care what you think. Or right after, or a pillow talk, or the moment of intimacy when you're lying on his chest during a storm and things like that. But even then, because I have a lot of male friends, even then, let's say he does open up to you during that pillow talk or that intimacy and things like that. You have women who go out and tell their girlfriends, their mamas, their sisters, the public, Facebook, social media, everything he told her. So guess what? He's not going to open up to a chicken, chief, or chair no more. You see what I'm saying? So now we have to bring in discussion how to be true friends. Because you need to be friends with men. They need friends. They need us to be their friends. Their ride or die, their confidant. He needs to know whatever he's told us during the course of the relationship, friendship, or whatever else. Just because y'all stop being friends or break up or do whatever, that he's not going to hear it again. Some of us don't even know how to be friends. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to see. Okay, Paris is saying, yes, mainly because a lot of mothers are trying to mold their sons to be the strength that they lack, which is unjust to both parties. Trying to make them a feeling for their husbands and their daddies. And okay, go ahead, Sierra. Girl, okay, Paris, she is snapping at me.
You are talking. No, because we talked about this. We talked about how a lot of women. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on, wait a minute. And Jack is saying you have these old-fashioned ideas that doesn't help. What are you talking about, Jack? Explain yourself. I don't know. And Johnny is saying, get a man drunk, you hear his real feelings. Johnny, we're not trying to get them drunk.
That is true.
We were trying to leave drunk out of it. Or high.
Brown liquor is a true serum. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And Dawn is saying, Valerie is saying, if she tells what's pillow, y'all, she's not his rider. She his Delilah.
Ooh.
That's true, Dawn.
Girl, you better come in.
Okay, Jack. Yeah, Jack is saying that manhood is a growth process.
It is very much so. Just like womanhood.
Just like womanhood. Johnny said she was just saying. I know she was just saying. But Jack, I understand that manhood is a growth process, and I feel that only a man can truly teach another a boy how to be a man. You know, I don't take nothing from that. A man can only teach some essential things. I'm not saying we women, especially single mothers and things like that, can't teach the basic fundamentals of, you know, respect, life, love, and things like that. But a man can really show this boy what it is to be a man. I can't. I don't care how many waxes I get off my chin or whatever else, you know, whatever women do, you're not a man. And a lot of people not gonna agree with that, but that's just where I stand, and that's it. You know, I can see, like, I raised 3 boys, and I can only take them so far. But they had to go in the world and in college and off on their own and things like that, and in counseling. And I took them to different things where men were. You know, hey, here's this kid. You know, because there's certain things I did not understand. And I didn't want them to be effeminate and, you know, putting my ways of doing things on them. So as soon as they were old enough to talk, because you can't leave your children with everybody, I took them to some men. You see what I'm saying? So they can, you know, show them what a man is all about. So I want you to explain in detail, Jack, what you mean about that. But going back to what you, okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this because you told me to be PC today.
Be politically correct.
Yes. So hard. The mistake that I feel many single mothers have made, I can only say have made because I don't know if they're still making it, but they turn their boys into the substitution for the lack of love in their life.
Wow.
And in that, they create dependent men, but they don't feel they need to do much in order to maintain their position.
In a relationship?
Yes. The reason I say that, because you know my experience, I'm not going to call any names. This person refused to be financially responsible. This person was very abusive. This person demanded respect, refused to give it. Mm-hmm. And then every other part of a relationship where it would make him...
comments. You got to go quick.
I'm sorry. The head of the household, they refused to acknowledge.
Okay.
Because as a son, you unconditionally love your son. Mm-hmm. So even if they do something horrible, you're just still going to be like, okay, I still love you. I still do this, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's not a real consequence because you're still coddling them because they're your only hope of a man.
We're getting off basically. We're talking about men expressing their feelings and why won't they, and what's the problem on why most men don't. And a lot of women complain about, you know, men don't express their feelings, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to.
Well, I feel like it's extremes. Like
they are. It's a big spectrum. Let's see what they're saying on here. Otis, it said, I'm a black man, and I find that in the African American community, male emotion is not fostered.
It isn't.
Instead, it's looked down upon as soft, weak, and not being a man.
He's very right.
And that's why we're having that discussion, because there's nothing weak or soft about expressing your feelings.
Actually, it makes you stronger.
It does.
Because you're making yourself, you're standing up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're, standing by who you are as a person,
mm-hmm.
and you're refusing to be treated as anything less. If a woman were to do the same thing, we would do a whole rally. Like, it's just, it makes
But Dawn is saying something interesting, and this is what I'm going to read it. I'll keep my opinions at bay. But Dawn is saying, but we can't make men be comfortable with that as their excuses.
Come on.
30 plus years
yes.
of I had no man.
Yes.
That's true, because
you've run into at least one positive role model by then.
Yeah.
You're just refusing to take responsibility for your part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me and you were talking about me taking responsibility in my life.
Yeah.
And there's a common denominator.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what it is about you that's creating these situations.
Jack said he definitely agrees with you with women making boys into their substitute husbands.
It's not okay.
Crying is considered being less than a man as well, he said. And Paris is saying we also have to deal with the women as well, which is true. We just didn't have time to do it. You know what? I'm just going to go over it if it gets real good, because this 30 minutes is not enough. Because Paris is saying is we have to deal with that with women as well. As women, we aren't taught how to console a man. We're subconsciously being programmed to view it as a weakness, which is a cycle we must break on our own. And that's why I'm doing it today, Paris, and that's why the title was posed the way it was. Are we women? Are we the reason why they won't express themselves and talk to you and communicate with you? Because you're simple. I feel like you don't know what to do with it. They really don't.
Yeah. And this is a great time for us to share our experience. When I was married, and you remember there was an incident that I called you about because I really didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
We're keeping it.
We keeping it real, y'all.
Because these people might know him. So, right. So I'm trying not to go into detail. But what you did as a mother is you showed me, first of all, I was being selfish in my panic about the situation.
Yes.
So you revealed who I was. You had a very truthful moment with who I was being at that moment. And you made me woman up in that situation and be the nurturer he needed me to be. So and the Bible goes into this, and I know we don't do religion, but this is the point of older women. This is the point of the elders. You teach us. You teach us. Show us. I was never married before, so I wouldn't know but to go to a married woman and be like, hey, this is happening. I don't know what to do. I'm like, ah. And you were just like, sweetheart, this is what you do. This is what you need to consider. And this is how you need to react to it.
And what we're oh gosh, hey guys,
I bet you they want to know what we're talking about. What y'all
talking about? Hey Tracy, what is happening is so many times women my age, 50, am I 50? I mean 49, almost 50.
We both on the borderline.
45, old and up. Women our age are so busy with their cleavage out, looking like wrinkle raisins, some of us, Jesus. We're so busy competing with the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds and the teenagers that we don't take time to realize who we are, in the scheme of things. It is our job not to compete with them, but to teach them, not to go party with them and roll with them, but to show them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said it goes, oh God, it goes all the way around. It's so many facets of this thing and situation. Now we need to, like, if if you know a younger girl, whether be it your daughter, your neighbor, your whoever she is, and she being real sorry and trifling as a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife, it is our job to pull them to the side and say, hey, don't do that. You know, if you don't want him, if you don't want to deal with him, let him go so you can go get somebody else that do want to deal with him. But if you're going to stay with this man, stop bashing him. Stop emasculating him. Stop calling him the PUSS word. Stop calling him this or that because he's trying to express to you, baby, I don't want you to go clubbing at the alley tonight. I want to spend time with you. I want to roll with my girls. I want to stop.
Stop it.
Stop. Calm that down. Yeah. If you want to go clubbing at the alley every weekend and be with your girls, be single with your girls. Go be broke, single, and busted with your girls. But you don't need to be damaging a good man. A man who wants to express his feelings to you, who wants to spend time with you. Because there's so many men at that age in their 20s who don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying? And even if you get a good man, you would destroy him and ruin him, and the next girl who get him, now he's a dog.
Gotta suffer because of you.
Now he's a dog, according to y'all. That's what y'all call them, dogs. What do we have? Hey, Six. Hey, Michael King. Hey, Dale. Sanyder, how y'all doing? So that's why it is imperative for women to be taught by other women how to treat and nurture our men
and our boys
and our newborns.
Young mothers.
Yes, these young mothers.
Like, yes, because
wow.
Sadly, what's on TV right now and what's in society is not going to breed a productive citizen.
Yeah.
Is that a good way of saying it?
You trying?
I'm trying so hard.
Not
a productive citizen who will be someone's father and husband one day. So what people don't understand is when you're raising your child, you're not just raising your child, you're creating a new citizen, a new place in this world, someone's maybe future spouse and father. And you need to look at it that way. Because if you damage him, there is a ripple effect.
Yes, it is.
Of how many people he may damage in the wake of that.
Yes.
So you just, disregarding them because you feel like you have something.
Hey, Dr. Aim, how you doing? I would love for him to get on this conversation.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's so important. And a lot of it, can we be honest, breeds from our own misleading.
Oh, definitely. And like parents were saying, we need to train our daughters too.
Yeah.
We definitely agree with that, parents.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to go past 4:30 because we're not just harping on men and things like that. We're talking about women. We're talking about training our daughters, parents. That's why in the title it says, are women, females, part of the problem on why our men seems to be emotionally constipated. It's because of our mouths. And we have those type of mouths because of our upbringings, our teachers. Yeah. It's a vicious, reckless, crazy, ratchet cycle, and then people don't believe in therapy for nothing.
And I fully believe in it.
I don't know why, I know I need a shrink. Yeah. Yes, I'll tell you in a minute.
Well, you remember I actually did go to therapy.
Yeah, I went 2 or 3 times, didn't do no good.
Oh,
but
it did help both of us. And but it helped even our relationship when I went to therapy.
Yeah, that was jacked.
But it was because I was able to, a lot of times therapy is literally just talking to an impartial party.
It's a referee.
To basically be a referee.
Yeah.
And we needed to be able to see through the lens of the other person.
Because all we did was yell and nobody heard anyone. Nobody heard
anybody. So then we had to get somebody to shut us up.
But listen to this, guys. Because we went through that therapeutic moment as mother and daughter, and you were able to see through my eyes, kind of, and I was able to see through yours totally. It stopped you. It allowed us to connect just in time before you destroy the men in your life, because you wasn't hearing nothing I had to say before then. Yeah. You would not have come to me and go, okay, my husband is having this issue. What should I do? Yeah. And you would have helped damage that man even further. Yeah. To the point of he might become some kind of Unabomber. That's how bad he was. If you didn't handle that because you know, and that's another thing. Ladies, let me look in the camera. Ladies, I don't care if the men admit it or not, but their manhood, their physical manhood, is very sensitive to them.
Very sensitive.
And let me tell y'all something. Whether you think it's good, whatever, the size, the length of time, you know, whether or not, she said the stroke or whatever else, or whether or not he blew your back out or didn't, keep that mess to yourself. First of all, it ain't your girlfriend's business, your sister's business, your mama's business, at the youth, the women's retreat business. Don't be telling people what goes on with your man.
Yes.
You know, if he's lacking us, you can destroy
completely
a man like that. I just, what if everybody was walking around selling yo cho-cha ain't, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. That would be considered so rude and ungentlemanlike of a man. But y'all go around telling people about the men's parts and how they didn't satisfy and this and that, or y'all tell him that. I had better.
Why would you say that?
You can't.
I've had wetter, you be mad. Dry Sahara. I've had sweeter, you mad. You need to stop eating all that beef. Anyways.
Girl, do I smell onions?
But I'm saying,
okay.
What we just talked about was important. People have lost the ability to look through the lens of the other person. Mm-hmm. And essentially, at the core of everything we're saying, people just need to learn the humanism and putting yourself in other people's shoes. Definitely. Empathy is gone. And we need to reintroduce it in our relationships, in our raising, in our day-to-day contact. I'm sorry, let's pause for comments.
Well, we have to go. She's going on and on and on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's get somebody who haven't said anything. Okay, what Paris is saying, it's about instilling the right information to both our sons and our daughters and reprogramming what society is going to push on them as being weak, wrong, etc. So true. We need to raise our own children. I never let the public school system and not even the church give my children the civil rights movement, our Black history. Before there was Google and YouTube, I had a whole thing about Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, and you bought Keep Your Eyes on the Prize. You remember I got in trouble because I told them they were lying.
Yes.
And I was like, that's not what happened.
I bought a whole thing of VHS. It's called Keep Your Eyes on the Prize, about true facts in Black history. Yeah. And my children got in trouble in history class in school. I was like, look, just give them the answer they want to pass the test, please.
That's not true.
But you know, but you take responsibility for rearing and raising your own children. We are our children's first teachers, you know, and hold on. Dr. Rahim is saying therapy helps when you give inside and believe. That's true. Because a lot of people go to therapy and be lying. Lying like a dog. That's why it don't help. It don't help.
They can't even properly diagnose your multiple personalities because you ain't tell them about Susie and Bob that live in your head. Like, stop lying.
Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Well, as you guys can see, it's 4:30, but I'm not stopping the show because this is needed. It is our responsibility, women, to nurture our men. Okay, Dr. Rahim has said the school system isn't designed to prepare for true America. It's designed to keep you enslaved.
Ooh, bro, what an offering. Can you give digital offerings?
We can't give digital offerings.
Ooh, you gotta
God, she fanning herself, Rahim. Okay, come on back. Yes, he did.
But no, it was fun. I'm glad he went there.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm glad.
Okay.
Because
we're just going over today. Go ahead.
I guess we are. Because Black women, I hate to take it there, but our kings are so downtrodden.
Yes.
Every day. They're looked as just maniacal beasts. And all they trying to do is get a soda out of 7-Eleven. It's not even that deep. They just got their hood on because it's cold. Yes. Like, nobody want to steal nothing from y'all. They could buy the whole store if they wanted to.
Yes.
But it is our job. You know what the best thing that I learned in marriage counseling was when your husband comes home, you are his temple.
Yes.
You are his safe place.
That was my next thought.
You are his peace.
Yes.
They were even talking about, I gotta go a little PG-13. You prepare yourself to be his outlet in every way.
Yes, that's true. Well, I can, you know, and you gotta That was beautiful the way you put that. But I'm keep it real. Okay, let me say something. Part of nurturing our men and allowing them to feel protected when they walk over that threshold in the home. First of all, ladies, have the house clean.
Come on.
Okay.
And some kind of dinner cook.
Okay.
Get a crock pot.
Calm down. Calm down.
Saying, like,
yeah.
Get a crock pot.
You know, even in the worst moments in past relationships I've had, I don't care how mad I was, the dinner was asking, want the dinner cooked?
It was.
And if I got off work later or got there later or at the same time, especially when both parties are working, I brought food with me. What's your favorite? KFC? What would you like? You know, and things like that. But I provided some sustenance, you know. And if you have small children, wipe their nose, change their pamper. Make sure their neck smell good, some Johnsons & Johnsons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when they walk in the house, you know, and if they have a favorite chair, if they have a favorite whatever else, make sure the kids' homework is done, whatever else. Y'all know it was quiet. Y'all back in the day when when I was doing all that. Back in the day, you know, especially if the man don't get off to 5 or 6. By the time he gets home, it's around 6 o'clock. Them kids be coming in there about 2 or 3. Have their food done. Y'all go ahead and eat. Do their homework, whatever else. They can go upstairs in their room. You can play, do whatever you want in here, but keep that door closed. Keep that fuss down, because you don't know what he's gone through in the course of his day. You know, when he get in the elevator, people clutching their purse.
Yeah.
When he stop at a red light, people flicking him off just for being black. We're not making this a racial thing. I can only talk about my men because I'm chocolate. So I'm not making it a racial thing. I'm just trying to educate young girls who don't know this or wasn't told this. But I don't know who the singer is, and y'all can look up the lyrics, but when he sounds something about wrap them chocolate legs around me, who is that? Okay, come back. I don't know who that singer is.
It's Maxwell.
Yeah, okay. Jack is saying, yes, a clean house and KFC.
Really?
Really, Jack? Really, Jack?
Oh, gosh.
Jarnea says, house would be clean if they don't throw stuff everywhere. You know what I mean, Jarnea. You don't need to be your drawers on the floor.
Let it be.
Yeah, what if they get home before you? Can't I come home to a clean house and clean baby? Yes, definitely. It's a partnership, guys. Come on. It's a partnership. Whoever gets home first, start the meal.
True story. But in my case, you remember when I was married, we were both working 12 hours a day.
Y'all stop on the way and get some food.
Well, he let me know he was sick of fast food. Like, he made it very clear. He was like, if I eat another
But guess what? He communicated that he expressed his feelings, and you didn't say, shut up, Ussy.
I know. I didn't. So I
would have.
I would have.
If I wouldn't have gotten you straight.
He got me real straight, real fast. So I was like, Mama, this man said he's sick of fast food. Like, I'm not working as much as he is. But that's when we figured out the crock pot.
Yes.
And, you know, we got addicted to the crock pot.
Yeah.
But, like, literally, ladies, all I did was, as I got ready in the morning, just got up a little earlier to put some meat in the crock pot with some vegetables, and it cooked all day as we went. And a lot of people thought that was extra, I guess.
That's them. That's their, yeah. I know, but that's how your household runs.
You worked with your relationship.
Hey, James. Hey, Nicole. Bella is saying the same token goes when she comes home from a hard, rough day of work too. Yeah, I already said that, Dawn. Whoever gets home first.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be considerate of your spouse, you know, because we like to talk anyway, women, so we ain't got a problem expressing our feelings. Just say, look.
You can.
Okay, but but what we do, we give attitude, sarcasm, all them sideways comments and being shady and
being silent.
Or being silent. You know, that's me. I'll shut down and just stop talking. That's not right either. But you know, it's about expressing this, but we're talking about men express. Dawn is saying Fred beats her husband is Fred, guys. Mm-hmm. Fred beat me home. My house is clean, awaiting me to fix dinner. If I have not did it prior, you have to do what's best for your household. And that's true. You have to. That's why I keep saying, guys, I keep beating the dead horse. You know, you have to do what's good for you as a couple and you as a household. But I'm not talking about all that.
Some men are the cooks.
Yeah, because some men can cook better than some of us women.
Yeah,
but Jack can say a crock pot can save a marriage and help me make beautiful babies. Really?
Oh, wow. Escalation.
Wow. Hey, even if she gets home before me, my job is to communicate and make her day better. And that's the truth. We're talking about communications and feelings and society, women, girlfriends, wives, aunties, mothers, big moms, nanas, modias, anybody who's had any access to a male child who have told them that they need to shut up and stop crying, or when they fall down, or expressing their feelings is weak and stuff like that is wrong. So we're trying to get our men to do more talking without any consequences, without their women or their boys calling them weak. Let me say something. Wait, hold up. Let me say something here. Why have some of these men on here? There may not be any younger men on here. But if y'all know something, tell them look at this video. Share. The issue also is a whole bunch of broke down men are your friends.
True.
And so let's say you break up with your girlfriend or fiance, or you divorce your wife, or you separated from your wife, and you guys are scared to go to each other. Because the first thing some of your boys go, man, stop being weak. Go get another one. Shaquita down the street, go hit it. You can't do that. They need friends indeed. Men need to know how to be true friends indeed to each other. Because guess what? Just because I do this live, it doesn't mean men are going to start communicating and expressing their feelings to females. They're going to go to their boys, and they're going to go to their brothers and their uncles and whoever else. And I'm going to need you guys to do the intelligent, wise thing and go, man, it's okay. Even if a man break up with a woman, separate, divorce, or whatever, and he go run up into Shaquiqua, he is still heartbroken. Yeah. Because he's broken up with his significant other. When you be intimate with anybody, there's a bond created. A bond cannot be created with one side of anything. If you try to glue your chair together, put that Gorilla Glue on one part, and that's it. It's not going to glue the chair. So in order for anything to be bonded together, it takes two. So when things fail or falter or break up, men feel that, guys. They might not tell you. They might go, F you, I go do Susie Q down the street. They may say that. They might go do it. But they still hurt. They are still heartbroken, and 9 times out of 10, they still love you and still care about you. But because society, they Mima or whoever else said it was weak for them to let her know, man, go ahead on and walk out the door. Most of them won't turn around and go, baby, I love you. I don't want to go. Mm-hmm. Boy, you went back. You let that girl punk you. Blah, blah, blah. Those are his friends.
Knowing good and well they went back to their 5 times.
5 times over. Baby, please. They did a cute sweat on their knees for theirs. You know what I'm saying, y'all?
Let's talk about solutions.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Turn off the phone, sit down, and ask, how's your day? That's what Jack Bass is saying. Yeah. Dr. Raheem is saying, if men can't truly open up, you can't open up to what life has in store for you. True story. You can go to who you choose, but the source is always better. That was in harmony. But anyway, that is awesome. So we've talked about, what can cause it and this and that, as far as men not being open to, in general, just being in contact with their feelings or expressing their feelings. What are the solutions? What can we do?
Okay, so we talk about this all the time where people talk about something that's happening and don't give a solution.
Practical solutions.
Yes. So one thing you remember that you taught me was, my mouth can get reckless when I'm angry or hurt or anything like that. My mouth is just reckless. Mm-hmm. So you remember you were telling me to, because I was shut down too.
Yeah.
So he was a talker, I was a shut downer. Mm-hmm. And that was a huge conflict because he wanted to talk it out, but then he talked it out too soon and my mouth wasn't calmed down yet. So we had to figure out, obviously it didn't. Well, anyways, I had to figure out as a person, let's not use that.
Yeah.
I had to figure out as a person to tell someone, this is not the time for me to speak. We'll talk about it later. and go in my own little corner in my own little chair and calm myself down enough to be able to intellectually communicate without, you know, the use of words as weapons, but the use of words as tools to get to the ultimate goal, which is how do we solve this? And so if you're like me, where you're a shutter downer, you have to be able to tell that person, open your mouth enough to
use
say,
your words. Like we're back in kindergarten. Use your words.
This is not the time for me to speak. We will talk about this later. And that person has to respect that. The talkers and the shutter downers always end up together somehow. And so we have to, I'm sorry.
So we have some solutions here. Dr. Raheem is saying, he said, you know, one must think about it. Do you want to be right in the situation, or do you want to be in that relationship?
True story.
What you want to do? You want to be the one that's right? I'm right, and be, you know, whatever.
And pride will kill everything all the time.
And Jack is saying you need to listen and do not co-sign the anger.
Yeah. Who is calling you?
They're not being answered. Go ahead. And Dr. Rami is also saying so many times we just don't ask the right questions, though.
True.
Explain.
Hold on, because please explain that.
Oh, okay. Ryan, can you call? Okay.
Please.
He said ego is a BITC.
It is.
But
both sides.
But what do you mean? Because she's about to flip out over here. So what do you mean about we don't ask the right questions?
So how do we know what to ask?
How do we know what to ask if you've never opened up? We don't know who you really are.
No.
We don't know your triggers. We don't know anything. So how do you know the questions to ask, Dr. Raheem? Doctors in the house. How do you know? And we are 15 minutes over time. Okay, Dr. Raheem, how do we know what to ask? And while he's typing it away, and Dawn is saying you got to kill that pride. You really do.
It's a killer of everything in all of life.
Yeah, one of the things that I had to do, and like I said, I always said on here why Dr. Raheem, hey Charlene, is typing up the questions that we supposed to ask. How are we supposed to know what the right questions are as females? Because we don't, you know. With me, I have to be, one of my things is I had to make a conscious effort, just like you saying, I'm going to cook today, or not an involuntary action like I drank a lot of soda, I got to pee, but a cognitive decision, what I'm going to cook or whatever else. That's what I mean. I had to make a conscious decision and make a mental note not to treat another person according to what the other relationship has done to me.
And that takes a conscious effort.
That's a conscious effort, especially when you've been abused and you've been jacked up and beat on since you've almost been on the planet. So then when you finally meet, well, I don't know, I have a decent person. I'm just kidding. You know, but we have to, like, I had to go, okay, for example, let me give you a quick example. If somebody has beat me, I mean physically, y'all, it ain't no joke. Beat me, call me black, ugly, stupid, nappy-headed. You're stupid. This is what you've been hearing in a 9-year abusive relationship I was in. So I'm hearing this. And so when you meet somebody else and y'all tripping, because I love to laugh and I love to act silly, and we're laughing, me and the dude or whoever, and girl, you're so stupid. I used to snap. And they'd be like, whoa, what happened? We were just having a good time. What happened? What happened?
And that's a trigger.
That's a trigger. They didn't know my trigger.
Yeah.
So I had to stop.
Explain triggers before we go into triggers.
Explain triggers to everybody who don't know.
So I had to do this because I'm a domestic violence survivor as well. Triggers are basically things that take you to a place that is unpleasant. That's the best way to explain triggers. And Dr.
Ryan?
Yeah, could probably explain it in, I guess, the psychological terms. But basically, the stupid thing was your trigger. My trigger,
just one of them.
Kind of yelling.
Yeah.
And I was in customer service, so that kind of sucked because I would be triggered at work, and I didn't know how bad the trigger was, and you told me not to go back to work that day.
I told you.
You did. But I mean, I ended up shaking and crying in the hallway. It was ridiculous. So
that's why I wouldn't pick her up. So anyway.
I made friends that day.
Yes, you did.
I told you not to
go. Don is saying communicate. You will ask all the questions. Not really, because he wouldn't know what to ask. Because I would have to tell somebody I was in a 9-year abusive relationship, and they used to call me ugly and stupid every time they would punch me. So Don, Dr. Raheem is right. You have to know the person. They have to tell you what the experiences are. They have to be open enough to tell you in order for you to communicate going forward after that. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Raheem is saying, first you got to be true to what experience you're expecting. Be vocal to your expectation. No one are mind readers. Okay.
I love that.
Yes. And Jack is saying, do not become the hate that you have endured.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, Jack, to that, everybody's different, but I don't know if I'm weird. I might be. He was saying, don't become the hate you endured. I have never become the hate. You would know, even right now, what I'm going through, because I never become the hate. I never become bitter. And that's to a fault, because I wear such a good mask that people don't know when I'm hurting.
It's really bad.
And that it's really bad.
This is what goes into what Jack was saying. And I just saw a meme about this. I love good memes with good quotes. When you're leaving an abusive relationship, sometimes you have to unlearn the abusive actions. I mean, the abusive, what they called it, Lord, the behaviors that you have learned in order to combat abuse. Because we were the shutter downers, because we were in abusive situations. And in order to diffuse the situation,
you had to be quiet.
To shut up.
Quickly,
very fast. But in a normal relationship, if
people want to talk.
They want to talk.
Yeah.
So that's actually an abuse mechanism where people shut people down and things like that. And they use it as a weapon against that person. If you don't do what I say or do what I want, I'm gonna be quiet. We're not using it with a malicious intent, but it's an abusive behavior.
It's a defense mechanism. It's a survival
So there are a lot of survival techniques that men and women have learned that are abusive, and we don't even know it is.
Okay. Dr. Raheem is saying, if you're feeling some type of way, instead of being or having negative reactions, ask yourself, what is this experience trying to teach me? Every letdown or heartache is giving you something for the next level. And that's true. And Dawn is saying, hi, Glenn. She didn't say hi, Glenn, but Dawn is saying, example, when I share experiences, ask questions to get further understanding is what I mean. Okay. And you guys are doing fantastic, and I thank you, because we are helping somebody. I don't know. Y'all are helping somebody, because I'm just a conduit and a forum to do so. But like I said, back to what I was explaining, when that other person who was normal said, oh, girl, you're so stupid. I used to flip, and didn't even realize it would automatically come. And then they was like, whoa, what is your problem? I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, all I said you was stupid. I said, don't call me that. He said, I didn't call you stupid. I mean, you're funny. You're silly. And I was like, oh.
But the way your perception has been skewed.
It didn't even register. When you just hearing the word was just like, but I'm better now. I'm better. I know the difference and things like that. And that was taking responsibility myself. When Paris was talking about women have to, and women and girls have to be taught and change their behaviors so men can be open with you. That's my example of modifying my behavior, taking responsibility for myself and thinking about, okay, why am I acting like this? Oh, but then changing it. So I have to make a conscious decision now when someone hits my triggers, not to react. I always just stop.
Yeah, and take a deep breath.
I know it sounds,
why you're reacting.
Yeah, I know it sounds very elementary, but just stop running your mouth. Just stop talking and just stop and just go and take a deep breath helps. Then when the person goes, what's wrong? Explain. In my case, I'll start explaining. In her crazy case, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, you remember I had to do that with Aurora's dad because he had to deal with a lot of adjusting in our co-parenting journey because there were things he was used to in his past relationship, and then I just gotten out of an abusive marriage. And so even when we would get heated about the care of Aurora, I would stop and be like, don't do that. And he was like, my body language changed, everything about me changed.
You had flashback. You got like, PTSD. I'm telling you, people don't think we have abuse survivors have PTSD, man. You be like,
and you don't even realize that you're reacting. Yeah. But and it was a cognitive decision to stop, breathe, and explain why instead of just reacting.
Okay, Dr. Raheem is saying this. He says, actually, don't unlearn them. Use them for growth, my dear. Here's a great question. People desire unconditional love, but withhold certain affections when their needs aren't met. Why? That's not really unconditional. Count to 5 before you react or answer. Yeah, he was writing that while we were saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's about to be 5 o'clock, y'all. We can't go over an hour now. That's just ridiculousness. It was fun, you guys. It was fun. I thank you for coming on here because was she any help? Yeah, she was some help. She's some help. You know, but I just want to thank all of you guys who chimed in. And please, please, please keep the conversations going and share. Because our ultimate goal, ladies, is to nurture, help, assist, and transform our men, you know, into the loving, beautiful kings that we know that they can be, that they were born to be. Like I said, you can start with your babies. If you have toddlers running around here, start with your toddlers, your elementary school age kid, your you know, middle school, high school boy, you know, just try to undo anything that you've done to them. You know, so and far as our actual men, just try to be understanding. If you be understanding and they know that you're not going to tell their business or look at them any differently or call them weak or call them a sissy or whatever y'all be calling these people out your mouth or whatever, they'll open up more.
Can I say this one thing before we do? Because I was going to say it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hurry up.
Okay, so men do a lot of tests. And I've realized this as being the female friend of everybody. You know, I have nothing but male friends. But they'll throw out something outlandish just to see how you'll react.
Yeah.
And if you react wrong to that,
they won't tell you nothing else.
They won't tell you anything else.
Yeah.
So if you have failed that test already, what you can do is be open. It's a two-way street. Tell them something personal and deep about yourself that someone else may not know. And then once they realize, oh my, me enough to do this, I should trust her.
But let me say this too. You know, that's all well, good and dandy if you know this person for a long period of time. And things, but you can't be go out there telling people all your business. And he fly by night fancy.
Well, no, we're not talking about fly by night fancy. We're talking about actual relationships.
You can't be on plenty of food, no, plenty of fish,
plenty of food.
You can't be on plenty of whatever y'all be on them things and meeting somebody and on the first date you done told him how many ovaries you got left.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, your safe deposit. You can't do that.
No, wait.
I'm just saying.
I was talking about dreams and aspirations. I wasn't talking about safe deposit.
Let me say this really quick because we have 5 minutes. Well, we way over, but Dr. Raheem is saying that's what my corporation does, empower my brothers. Doc, can you please put the name of your corporation, your link, if you have a website, and anything else pertaining to that, so the brothers on here who may want to chime in can chime in and see what you guys are doing so we can help our brothers. You know, because like I said, media, social media, society, the job, the streets, everything, you know, across the world, the planet. If our skin is dark or look like me or similar to me or brown or anything, our Latino men, our indigenous brothers or whatever else, anything that's a minority, our men are done a job. And it's our duty as women to uplift them, to love them unconditionally, to hear them, to make sure they trust us with their feelings and their and their emotions and things like that. When they walk across that threshold or wherever you encounter them at, make sure that they know that from you, they are respected, they are loved, they are admired, that they are somebody, and that we love them and we got their back. Yes, that's what we can do. That is my solution for helping our men to be more open and sharing their feelings. And it doesn't mean I'm trying to get your man. Not at all. But if I meet them at Wawa, in the street, or doing business or whatever I do, they may not remember who I was or even what I said, but they'll remember how I make them feel, because I'm going to respect them. You see what I'm saying? And I admonish all of the females to do the same thing. If you're in a church, y'all have something where y'all get all the little boys together and pour into their little manhood, and they know who they are and things like that. If you're not in a church, you're not a church person, go in your community. You see these dudes hanging out on the street and things like that. I used to grab them off Courthouse Green corner and have them do a rap contest without any cussing and dare them. And would feed them, give them something to drink, and be chilling with them. That was my way, because they didn't have it at home. You see, people still remember me, and I don't know them kids. They got mustaches now. I'm just Dana's mom. Okay, hold on. Soraya is saying, George Baskerville, this is affirmation for your movement. Oh, okay. She's just telling somebody to share it with him. You guys share. Dr. Raheem just shared all of his information. It's called Life Destiny Corporation. Yes. Don't talk about the babies and the brothers, y'all. Do something to bring them up. Never look down on a man unless you're picking them up. And we got to go on that note. Thank you guys for being so phenomenal and awesome. And share this video, share the other videos as well, because this is just a forum for regular people, not celebrity news. They get enough bloggers. But this is just a place for regular people who wants to hear regular issues and find the solutions for them. Thank you for joining us on the Les D experience. See you later, beloveds. I don't want to leave.
Mama, you got
Okay, we got to go. Yeah, we got 2 minutes. Bye, beloveds.